there. Set that live chat. Zoom in the hair. I hate my zoom on this thing. I think it's zoomed in a little bit. Here we go. So I started early tonight just because I was sitting around going, that's a whole lot of warriors to paint. So let me pull up the tunes for tonight. Great right now. Let's do this one. Vibrant 80s mix. Pop this up here. There we go. I feel like I'm back in the 80s. Go down here. Yeah. As I was turning my camera on to go live, it was pointing the other direction, and oh my god, I got to see all the gray hairs on the top of my head. I'm getting old. Alright, so here we go. Separate these a little bit. Like I said, I've already done a bit tonight. I did all the metal, I did the boots, I did the wood. Just because I felt like I was in the weeds last time. Just so many of a single color. So now we're going to go back through and we're going to do some gold. Pull this here. And I even broke down today and I ordered another bottle of Flow Aid because I think I've had this for 10 years. And now that I've started doing it, I have hair. Okay, well, at least I do have hair. So, Terrain Hawk, since you're here, and since you were the first one, I will show you a preview of next week. Hapow! These guys are starting to come off the printer. Oh, hey, Kelvin, how you doing tonight? Greetings back to Puerto Rico. So, next week we're going to be doing some mummified stuff. Alright, gold. That's what we're doing. Golden armor. Bring it back this way, a little bit this way, crank it out a little more. There we go. Nothing but professionalism here. Just a little bit of mix. Alright, let's focus on the halberd guys. Let's set the dual weapon guys over there. We'll focus on these guys for now. That is a little loud. How is everybody doing out there tonight? Hey, how you doing? Welcome to another wonderful stream. Oh, great. Good to hear it. Good to hear it. So what are we going to talk about tonight? Oh, these guys don't have much extra little things on them for me to paint. That's okay. That means we'll just go through them faster. Make sure that's going. Yep. This is Army Painter Speed Paint. It is golden armor, and I'm not doing details first. I've done all the silver on them, and then I've done some of the browns. There's a few more I'm gonna hit, but yeah, we're going for a real old school vibe. So like on the horns and stuff, it's gonna be red. So the reason I'm not doing the horns yet is I tend to grab stuff by the horns, grab stuff by the head, and I don't want to have to go back over go over things two, 3, or 4 times. Just a little bit here. Yeah, yeah, I really like them. These are the Monstrous Encounters models. He's definitely got a bunch of old school stuff on there. Yeah, just the vibrant reds and blues and stuff they did back then. But these are all going to be getting a oil wash, so I can be a little bit sloppy here. A little bit overrun will be covered up. So used to black armor. Yeah, that was really what was my first idea was to do them black, but then someone suggested doing them uh, darker ironed with gold. So I was like, you know what? I like that better. They're still gonna have black capes and things because they still gotta show evil. It's like in a western, you gotta have your guys in the black hats. Exactly. I work so much and just don't come up for air that I was informed today that I get Monday off and I completely forgot. So Monday, I might do a longer painting stream. Like I got two mummified undead giants, and then I got 10 cavalry and 10 archers to add to the rest of the mummified undead army out there. I might just do all of them in a longer stream on Monday. Not 100% decided because I don't know if I've been volunteered to do anything else on Monday, but we'll see. I got a hair. There we go. Well, of course the mummified undead are the good guys. They're wearing white, or rags that used to be white, because mummy wrappings. Color theory and everything. Well, yeah, the bones too. Good evening, Stephen. How are you doing today? Okay, so all the gold on those are done. Let's start working on these. All right. Yep, these are 3D prints. These are by Monstrous Encounters. I am running just a Mars 2 Pro. Yeah, it's funny. It's all my other friends who 3D print and play OPR that are local here. One of them just got a new printer, and it's a Saturn. And, showed it off to the group, and everyone else was like, yeah, I got this. I got a Saturn too. And I'm like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I have the smallest printer out of everybody around here. We all started laughing. They're like, yeah, but you print more than all of us combined. I'm like, well, okay. Fair enough. Not very many extras on these guys to do gold. That's okay though. It is funny that, yeah, my printer is always running. It is funny that I finally wanted to print something that I just could not fit. Someone put in the video yesterday, they put a suggestion. They wanted to see another 5,000 point game, except just with big stuff. So I'm like, okay, well, what can I print? And so I put a list together that had like Titan Lords on one side, and the other side it was going to be the Dow Union Titans, and they are just too big for my machine. So I'll have to amend that because I wanted to print the God, who was it? Someone made it. It was I think it was Piper Makes, maybe, or at least I was looking at a lot of their files. I forgot who it was, but someone had one that has the proxy for the Taunar Supremacy suit, and just I could not get the torso to fit. I mean, theoretically, I could cut it, or I could do it on my FDM printer, but at least that part. But my FDM printer right now is a little run down at the moment. Yeah, I got to start printing the Dark Elves anyways because I am out of order. I got enthusiastic and started printing the Mummified Undead, and I'm like, no, wait. 2 fantasy armies in a row, that's out of order. What am I doing? So I might have those done by the end of the weekend too. Or at least printed. But there you go. Awesome. Awesome. Well, good evening, Sam. How are you doing tonight? Oh, don't. It's not a sorry thing. It's. I got enthusiastic, and it happens. It's like if you're a member, you already see how far ahead I am at scheduling with stuff. So like, technically, I could just take a couple of. I could take some time off. Ooh, cleaning an airbrush. That's never fun. That was a little flubbed. Oh, don't be scared of the resin. Well, I mean, take all the safety precautions you think you need to, but once you get into it, it'll feel it'll feel fine. Just don't drink it. Waiting on yourself in Puppet's War to get some the Bushy Prime stuff. Some space synth samurai. That sounds like an interesting concept. Yep, rubbing alcohol cleans well. Acetone, that's what I use, cleans very well. Speaking of, I got to get more of that this week or tomorrow because some of those undead are still a little shiny. Veggie resin. Oh, it's the plant-based stuff. Yeah. I mean, it's still not. Still don't drink it. It's not vegan, I promise. I don't think I've ever messed with any plant-based resin. But hey, if it works, it works. Oh, cool. All right, last guy for the gold. PLA's made from corn. See, I had no idea. Okay, gold is done. Dump this. As I made a mess on the table. Yeah, I had a little accident earlier when I was trying to clean up some dark wood out of the pallet. I dumped it all over my leg. Yay. That's all right. Change the palette up. Okay, next color. Yeah, let's go ahead and do the black. Do the coats and cloaks and stuff. That's new. Here's the old one. Tell it's old chunks coming off of it. Yep, and that is the end of that bottle. Bro, what's up? good lord, that was too much. Too much. Okay. At least it was the end of the bottle. So let's crack open the next one. Making all kinds of a mess right here. Yeah, don't let it dry. Alright, let's go for this brush. And we crank everything over here. And start over. Haha. Yeah, do not drink the resin even if it's plant-based. It's not a smoothie. Forbidden V8. And then, see, this is where we get to skip a couple. No cloak, cloak. And a little flap in the front. One of the boss's residents. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. I need you over here to fix my airbrush. Things over in the corner because it knows what it did. Thursday night, yes. Thursday night painting. This guy's got a flap. Cloak. Another thing I'm planning on doing this week is coming up with a Cathay army for Age of Fantasy. Just because I was getting bombarded with pictures of the Cathay army from GW, and I did not realize they weren't out yet. So I was like, ooh, I can troll a little bit and make one. Title the video Cathay to see how many people I get to click on it and they get pissed off and click off of it. But I haven't found any. There are good models for it, but I'm looking for some that are not like, $100 for a pack of what will essentially just be a meme army. Yeah, just to be a rascal. Do a little trolling. That's right. I did find a terracotta sentinel though, and I already got the thing all sliced up, and it is freaking huge. So I think I will be. I think one of these nights it'll definitely be an overnight print. I'll put that on and do a paint stream with it. Got a little dirty there, but that's okay. Repainting electrical. Awesome. Yeah. The thing is like, you can't even see it on the screen, but it's like a good 9-10 inches tall. Over there. That's the black. No, no. We're gonna go. We're gonna go till at least 11 o'clock. I got these guys to do. I started them early just because to get the tedious stuff out of the way, and then even after that, I got 10 more Marauder Horsemen to do, which I'll start on if I get these done. So yeah, we're only at 35 minutes so far. We got another 40, at least another 40 to go. So next, I got to do all the hand wraps, and those I usually do in undiluted pallid bone. Awesome. Oh, I missed his front piece. It'll just have to be red when I get around to it. Listen, I'm just slapping paint on it. It's the 3D modelers who make everything look so good. I mean, that sounds like a good color to me. Okay, those are good. The haliberts are good. They don't need wraps. Put all the haliberts over there. That's all of them. Not really. It's because the bases are solid. Yeah, they will when they're done though, because I'm gonna do some thicker snow on the bases because I haven't done snow bases in so long. Figured it was time. And I want to do an oil wash on these. That's why I'm not going to do the bases yet, because that will completely F everything up. So this weekend, yo Cadaver, how you doing? So this weekend, I'm not going to be able to play a game this weekend because all of my normal opponents are leaving town this weekend. They're all on road trips. So I think I might do a sit down and like do a tactics video or something. So if I were to do a tactics video, what's something you guys would want me to go over? I just it's hard for me to decide on what to make these videos on because everything I just kind of do on the fly of stuff that I've picked up over years. I need to come down to Georgia. I would love to be down in Georgia right now because for some reason Michigan has decided that it's still wintertime. And it's like 40 degrees and raining for the last week. You're thinking about starting Warhammer 40k. Okay, well, I mean, you could definitely do that. That's fun. What snow? Oh. Yeah. Tell you what, man, it's sometimes it's ice but fluffy. Sometimes I feel like it's cold. I'm like, man, I need to move to like Mississippi or something. Go back and live with my people. Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, something like that. Still close to the Gulf. Okay. Next, we gotta do the fur. Some of them have fur. Got the boots with the fur. So where is it? Root, ruddy fur. There it is. So this is just for a few of them. I don't know. See, I grew up in the heat, so I didn't mind at all. Yeah, it does. It does. It does. Cars are definitely on a. They have a much shorter lifespan up here because of that. On the fur guys. There we go. There's another one. I time it every year. I always write down the day of the first snow and the last snow just so I can make fun of my wife for making me move to Michigan. And I think this year it was 9.5 months of snow. Wait, it was 9. Started in October, so October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. It was 8 months of snow. It snowed earlier this month. And she goes, it didn't stick, it doesn't count. I'm like, oh, it still counts. Furs. There we go. There's another fur. Oh, speaking of, there goes my heater. Ah, don't run. Get back here. Get back up there. There we go. I think that's all the fur. No, one more. Just make sure before we put this color away. Okay, no more fur. Now we're going to do some red horns, some red, I forgot what they're called, but on the halberds they have that red tassel on them. We'll do those. And then this squad will be done. Or these 3 squads will be done. And another reason why I like to keep, like, blood red particularly, why I want to keep this to the end, is because blood red is the color with speed paints that will run forever. This stuff does not like to stay in place. Some of them I was going to do like extra little details in red too. I just got to remember to look for it. Well, thank you. Thank you. This guy. No horns, so he gets a red cloth. And you've already got a black cloth, so nothing. Yeah, gives the red horns give them a little bit of old school flair. And besides, who's that? Which one of you guys keeps calling me out on all my browns? I was like, I can't do the horns brown. I'll never hear the end of it. Slambo, I think. I think that's the one you're talking about. The guy is like crouched down with two axes. Oh, these are from Monstrous Encounters. He's definitely got a lot of old school stuff. And he is still running his $20 deal for his whole collection until the end of the month. So you got a few more days left. He's got a lot of good stuff in there too. Like he is going to be my supplier for halflings. not American measurement. Hey, how you doing? Thank you. Stormtrooper scream. Ah. Hey Russ, yeah, I'm doing well. Doing well. No longer hacking my guts out. Oh, speaking of hacking my guts out, I was at that apartment today doing a unit inspection because we had to do inspections for all the units. And she's got her little kid just running around naked. Just running around, waving it everywhere. And I was like, we're not going to acknowledge the naked baby? Okay. What? Yeah. I showed up to change filters and stuff, and I think she was in the middle of a diaper change and just forgot to go back to it once she answered the door. Yeah. In apartment maintenance, you run into a lot of odd things. And possibly. So yeah, there's a lot of odd things that like I kind of raise an eyebrow at, but if no one else acknowledges it, I just kind of shrug and roll with it. Oops, one of those. Oh, oh, damn it. All right, little blood spot there. So yeah, my rule pretty much is if you're not hurting anybody, I don't care what you do. Hmm. All those red skulls here. All right, Cadaver. It's good seeing you. What's the thought of GW's big lawsuit in Florida? Well, uh, GW is being very litigious. Most of the people they're suing definitely deserved it, but the way they're doing it, ugh, they. I've talked about this before on the last stream. They hired a law firm that says that they ordered stuff off of online sellers that had like Warhammer in the description or were using the 40K logo. Yeah, GW did something sleazy. It's like first time. This is normal for them. Do this part up here red. Well, some people it is their first time. They've had a lot of new customers come in. Um, a lot of new customers coming lately that are just seeing this for the first time and going, "Oh no!" It's like, "Oh, this is normal." But yeah, they said they ordered stuff, and then whatever they got, they like tested it to make sure it wasn't something GW had, and then put them on the lawsuit. But obviously, we could tell it's false because some of the stuff they got, some of the stuff they sued people over was just stupid. I mean, the main example is the BattleTech guy, and the way that they notified them through an email, like, "Hey, you're being sued." And I heard an interview today, or I heard the guy from No Guts, No Galaxy talking that he said he saw the email and he thought it was a hoax. He thought it was someone trying to like do a phishing scam on his email because he's like, I don't have anything to do with the Warhammer universe. So he had to go out and hire a lawyer to go yell at Games Workshop. Well, no, it's not an amateur law firm. It's a law firm that specializes in the type of lawsuits they did. Yeah, like I said, some are just straight up stealing Games Workshop sculpts. Like some recasters in China, they went after. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's valid. They went after them. The problem is that when they go after the recasters and whatever in China or or Russia or Ukraine for some reason has a whole lot of recasters too. I didn't know they had recasters in Ukraine, but apparently they do. Um, what happens is that, oh no, our online site got shut down. Spin up another one. So the only thing that they do, like the true scalpers, the only thing that happens with them is they just get inconvenienced for like a day until they just fire up another website. Oh, the stream's going pretty okay. And then there was a lot of, well, not a lot. There was a few of the lawsuits too that went after YouTube creators. Like I think Janovich was one of the big ones, and then I forgot who it was, but what their name was. But the person that was doing the Chimera stuff in the sand, that I've only watched like the first two episodes of it. They went after all their stuff because they had their 3D assets stored on some kind of a platform that GW could see. I don't. I'm not too sure on how that works, but GW saw it and had it taken down. Oh, and here's the knights from our last stream put together along with the barbarians I did yesterday. So these guys are set. We're going to put them in the box. Oh, more red. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we're going old school look on these. At least that part. Now what these guys, what everyone's gonna get is a nice. Yeah, Discord Minis does explain it in more detail. She went into it. Like I said, I am not a GW YouTuber, so I caught things as I was watching other people. I think Arch did a big thing today that caught my attention, so I watched his stream for a bit. Just because I was drywalling and needed noise. But slowly, like everyone's starting to cover it. Okay, so these guys are done. Let me pull out the next unit. More horses. And for these here, I cured the shit out of these spears. They're bendy, but they're not breaking. So I am happy with that. Yay. Quick Diet Coke break. All right. So also in my searching around on the internet, I came across a short from Nothing Beats DC. Real funny joke. When my son was tiny and going into the first grade or kindergarten, it was kindergarten. I used to make the joke that I had a Coke problem, just because I drink a lot of Diet Coke. and he went to go meet his kindergarten teacher with his mom, and she had a can of Coke on her desk, and he looked at it, little 5-year-old Evan, and goes, "Oh, my daddy has a Coke problem too." That was a fun email. So, back to the stuff here. Um, okay, yeah, I saw a short today on YouTube by Gorilla Miniatures where someone asked him, "Who is GW listening to right now?" And I think he hit the nail on the head. He says that GW is listening to the people that they've hired, which are like YouTubers and people in the social media space that push and thrive on the competitive aspects of the game. Okay, I gotta do brown for these. Let's do different brown. And so GW listens to them, and then as they've been clicking along for a few years now, the game has just become more competitive because of it. So I thought that was a really good insight on the way things are going, at least in the 40K world. Okay, let's do a mix. Let's do dark wood and ruddy fur. We're gonna get the midpoint between these two. This. Listening for money. Yeah, 40 to 55% is what you want. This is dark. Sorry, it'll even out. It'll even out, right? Yeah, it'll even out. Oh my god. Damn it. Alright, that happened. It's alright. It's not something crazy. There we go. Yeah, 45 to 55% is what you want, but they never really seem to hit that. Some armies are there, yeah, it's true, but then there are some armies that are higher, and then some armies that are in the dumpster and just can't seem to claw their way out of it. And wouldn't you know it, it's always the armies I'm playing. Get a little nodes here. There we go. There we go. Even after that little catastrophe, There we go, horse. But with 10th edition 40k, we're starting to see it. It's about that point in the edition cycle where it starts to buckle under its own weight. And people are looking elsewhere for stuff. So, that's why. So why channels like me are here for when people want to branch away from 40k. What time is it? That's about 11. That's alright. Let's just knock through these horses. What are we going to talk about? What else is going on in the world out there? I missed a couple of things here. Oh, I missed all that when I dropped it. Yes, zoinks. It'll buff. Yeah, I found OPR because of my annoyance with 40k. That seems to be a lot of what. Well, that used to be a lot of what got people into OPR, is that they would get annoyed with 40k and realize, hey, I can use my models over here. And they would show up and play some OPR. But another thing that I am starting to see, and from what I've heard, the numbers are starting to bear out a little bit, is a lot of people are starting to pick up OPR as their first war game. That makes me very happy. Because new people coming in is great. And yeah, let's go ahead. What is this? We've read our music out. Whatever this one is, we're starting that one. Yeah, this seems to be the way it goes. It's like you got to have a base of fun first. That's the great thing about OPR is, one, it is cheaper, and there's no good lord, there's no denying that. Every time I go to the GW website, I almost have a stroke. But yeah, a lot of people that haven't played OPR, but they're just looking at it from the 40k perspective, like if they've played 40k Or if they're currently playing 40K, they'll just look at it and be like, "Oh no, it's bland and blah." Like you haven't played it then. There you go. That is a great way to get people in. Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing. I was listening to another podcast and they started talking about Age of Sigmar. Yeah, chess has a whole 6 units. I've never thought of chess as having 6 units, but you are absolutely correct. That's another thing is that the way that they have the army structured, it's like you have to take certain units to do something in the army that you should just be able to do. Which is, well, I'm happy that OPR is doing special characters or the narrative heroes the way they're doing it. Like, narrative heroes are, like, they're built 90% of the way as a regular hero for the army is. They just might have something a little different or something a little extra with them, which is how I feel it should be. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, every time I go onto that website, I nearly have a stroke. And it's about time for the yearly price hike, anyways. Where they come out with a community post to go, guys, we're sorry, but you know the way the world works, we need another 10%. Yeah, there's tariffs too, so it'll be 20% then. Although I think I like what is the tariff rate right now? This is for just the Americans because we gotta fuck everything up with this. But what is the tariff rate right now with England, with the UK? Is it like 10, 15%, something like that? Does anybody know? Oh, Monstrous Encounters has Arbites as well. I was scrolling through his stuff and he has like 4 or 5 different units of Arbites that are just a cross between Arbites and Judge Dredd. Okay. Okay, well, I'm a bad influence. Yes. Listen, if he's sending out his whole log of everything he's done for $20, and it's for a good reason. I will advertise for him as much as I can. And Spearhead is a terrible game. Is that what is Spearhead for Age of Sigmar? Is that like their small scale stuff? Or their small point level, small model count thing? Yeah, the reason why he was doing the sale is that his mom died, and uh, in order to get her back to where he was or where she's from in North Dakota, he decided to run a sale, and it's on his Patreon. It's Monstrous Encounters Patreon. I have it. I have the link to it in the channel posts from from probably like 3 weeks back. Or if you just search Monstrous Encounters Patreon, it should come up. But he says just subscribe for $20, and the files should be showing up within like an hour, and then after that, unsubscribe from his Patreon. Yeah, and estate stuff too. Yeah, so it is definitely a tragic reason why. I'll tell you what it's going to do though, even though, well, again, yeah, tragic reason, but it's going to get him more Patreon supporters because his stuff, once people get it in their hands and start like digging through the files and seeing what he's done some great stuff. Okay, so that's like the Age of Sigmar combat patrols. Yeah, that's. Do they have their own rule set and different stats and stuff, just like for 40k, which for why? But it's like we're not going to give you the rules for the actual stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to stay sub for a little bit too. I guess, but the list is immutable. Like what you see is what you can officially play. I don't know. It's another game mode they came up with. Okay, whatever. All I know is that every time I've tried to get into the fantasy games of Games Workshop, they tend to kill what I'm trying to do. So I never got into Age of Sigmar. Well, technically it's not true. I did get into Age of Sigmar for about 3 months. I got into the cities of Sigmar, and then I made uh 11 steam tanks. Pretty much I was just proxying steam tank out of boxes and stuff and going, yeah, this will be cool. I'm gonna build this, and then the cities of Sigmar died, or they got changed so much I can't do that anymore. I think that's when it went from Sigmar 1 to Sigmar 2. And then way back in the day, I wanted to start a Wood Elf army because the End Times books were coming out and everyone got real enthusiastic for Warhammer Fantasy. And I was like, all right, fine. I bought one box of Glade Guard, and then they killed the whole setting. It's like, well, shit. And then I tried to get into Undead. Hey, I need you to buy a box of Slaves of Darkness. I tried to get into Undead, and then my game store shut down. So I never got into them. I bought some. They didn't have the normal GW models on the wall, so I ended up buying some Banshees from like Reaper that I was going to convert up to use. And then yeah, store shut down. Yeah, if I put the Sylvaneth. I don't know. I always had bad timing with games. Like I got into Battlefleet Gothic right before they killed it. Never got into Blood Bowl. Thought about it, but just never did. Got into Epic right after they killed it off. Yeah. The universe is telling me no. Well, I remember way back in the day when GW had Outriders. So way back. Our local Outrider did not like Fantasy because he said the game was it was a silly game. And the way he proved that to us is back then in that rule set, he had an entire army of Khorne chariots, and they had to move towards the closest enemy, and they had to charge them, and then they had to, after they killed whatever they fought, they had to consolidate towards the enemy, consolidate towards the closest enemy. So he said, I can put this army on the board. The only control I have over it is deployment. After that, I can't change a thing it does. So that was back when I was like 15. So he kind of soured the whole game of Fantasy to me in the beginning anyways. Right. Yeah, that is kind of what Khorne does, but... Okay, 3 more horses left. I don't know if we're going to make it. We might have to mix up a hair more paint or do a different color horse right at the end. Would have been 5. I didn't drop one of the first horse in the bucket. And see, this is why I put flow aid or water in it, because otherwise it would have crusted already. See, like when I'm on stream with you guys, I like to change things up, or at least get stuff to a point where I'm not doing the same color for an hour. But, you know, if I'm down here alone and watching, you know, some anime recaps or something on YouTube, and I got 100-something models in front of me, I'll just plow through the same color on all of them. And I could take, you know, two hours, and I hate filling the palette back up because I feel like it's never the same consistency. Or it's never, if I gotta mix a color like this one where I mixed it, it's never, it always looks a little off. I never get it the same twice. Which on something like this wouldn't be terrible. Because, you know, horses aren't always going to be a uniform color. There'll be a little variation. Can't stop thinking about Warhammer. And I'm back again. Welcome back. Definitely starting to run out. We're gonna have a two-tone horse. That's okay though. It's a chaos horse. It can be two-toned. Yeah, see? Two-tone horse. Oh, 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 oh. Bam. There we go. Whoa, that's extra dark now. Thank you. There we go. There we go. We saved it. Bang. Awesome. All right, so guys, I think that is going to be where we end it tonight. Because we are past our time. And this is my last unit of Havoc Doods for the whole army. So, again, we've gotten all this done. Ta-da-da-da. All of our warriors, barbarians, our three casters, and then our big squad of Havoc Knights there. Like I said, everything's going to get an oil wash, and it will be all set. And then after that, we're going to do snow bases on them. And you're going to see them, oh man, I'm so far ahead, you're going to see these in about a month. So, that'll do it for us tonight. I hope you guys are having fun playing OPR wherever you are. And I'll talk to you later, and Mummified Undead Painting on Monday. Bye-bye.